Yo guys, happy Saturday to you all. Yes, we're coming with a weekend stream. I actually have one today and I have another one tomorrow as well. Markets are a little bit red on the short time frame. I'm here to show you guys what I'm thinking next and how to prepare for the weekly close. We are seeing a little bit of a double top on Bitcoin. We did push to $73,500 this week, and we have a little bit of a double top signal at the moment. And it's very important for weekly close to see how we close, to basically determine the next week and to see that are we going to have that rocket ship and are we going to break into the all-time highs. Plus, we also have a golden cross incoming for the total threes. Okay, that's very important. This is altcoins, baby. We are seeing some short-term downfall, but this will be a historic and high time frame view. The last time we had the crossover here, you could see the massive gains that we got to. So right now, what we are is we're fighting a little bit of short-term turbulence, but I'm here to zoom out and show you guys it's an important week. We've got elections coming up. We've got the most volatile time coming up at this point. And I do think that when this election starts to die down, we are going to have the dominance chill. Right now, it's all on Bitcoin. We're about to get a lot of volatility, but end of the day, you got to understand that the shift is going to happen. And I was looking here with the dominance. Dominance is just speeding up and it's starting to go parabolic. So I want to speak about the next plans and I want to speak about what else are coming into incredible buy zones, what else are in great investment zones at the moment. Plus, I got incredible education today that's going to make you understand what happens when you go slightly off of plan and what do you do next. Why should you stay in crypto right now? Why should you be paying attention to altcoins? I'm going to be showing you all of that in that show. So, can I have the likes fly up through the roof? Can I have everyone say yes in the chat? I'm going to fight this market no matter what. Okay, can I have the positivity rise through? And if I have that, then again, I'm bringing you 2 weekend streams, baby. So, no more wasting time. Let's go.
I try and help everyone in my space, and this is what I get. I try and fight the devils, but inside I'm just like sniper. Welcome to Sheldon Show.
Yo, Banter fam, what's happening? So I just watched the Formula One. That was good. The sprints are fantastic. We have the other race coming, qualifiers coming next. I got Liverpool playing now, so happy Saturday. Having a nice non-alcoholic beer over here. I'm not on the alcohol at the moment, but the taste is good. And why? Because I'm preserving energy, right? I'm staying in the game. I'm staying in the crypto markets, but I am preserving energy and making sure that I'm enjoying a little bit of life outside of crypto, which is very important, to make sure that I can be positive and make sure that I can bring vibes and I can stay in the game. This is the point where we're seeing a little bit of short-term time capitulation. Obviously, the altcoins are getting massively smacked at the moment, and we do have the dominance sitting at 60%. We have not seen this for a very long time. So just know that this dominance going up, like this doesn't happen too often that we are at 60%. We've been here before. Okay, but ultimately, you got to understand what you have gotten through. To quit now is crazy. To lose faith in altcoins now is crazy. You got to understand what you have gone through. You have gone through an uptrend in Bitcoin dominance since November 2022. Okay, you have had this line of Bitcoin getting sold into altcoins for such a long period over here. And now we are getting again to the speed up zone. And I always speak about when things speed up very quickly, you are getting near an end or near a massive rejection point. You're also seeing again your RSI is tapping to the top. Not only do you have your weekly RSI getting to the top, you have your monthly RSI getting to the top. This soon shall pass, right? We always speak about it very much. It's not always going to go in one direction. But what you are seeing over here definitely is a speed up zone. And we are getting to a massive Bitcoin dominance resistance. And it's basically saying that there is another 2 weeks or so of this dominance ramping to the upside. But then at any point, for me, it's like, what happens now? We've got elections coming up. We've got all the hype around Bitcoin. We have everyone buying Bitcoin right now, except normal people and retail. They're not buying anything right now. They're sitting on the side. But when it comes to the whales, they are buying everything. And I showed you guys in the last show, they buying into all-time highs. You got all of these into all-time highs. We have this buying pressure that is happening from all of these whales. And I was even seeing, Craig showed me a tweet that Warren Buffett is sitting with like $300 billion on the side. He's sitting with cash right now. Okay, so there's a lot of money when it comes to the whales. And where's that money going to go? Maybe he wants to FOMO in. Let's see. But right now, you're seeing a lot of hype in Bitcoin. It's been a very big big year when it comes to the world and so much happening. So again, what you are seeing is a very uncertain world at this point, and you're literally seeing the strongest cryptocurrency getting all of the light. Okay, at this certain point. But what we are is we're going to a big election week. I do think it will slow down once that has happened and we started to get some sort of results and some sort of news. I think it's going to be crazy. I know we're going to be streaming a lot of the elections as well and the market volatility. So stay tuned. We will be with you guys through this entire period. But this is showing me that we're speeding up very much. And right now, why? Because Bitcoin's at this big zone. So let's quickly speak about this at the moment. You do still have Bitcoin clear outside of the trend, which is important, okay? We're outside of the trend right now. We did push our way up, and there is still a bit of resistance at the all-time highs, but we hit the wall, okay? The fact that we hit the wall is we ate a little bit away from the wall, okay? And we did have the rejection, and we are having a double top. Now what's very important is now we track it down and we hold good supports and you remain in the game, okay? You got to understand that this is the only line that will change the direction to say, hey, this is a longer time frame pullback. Until then, this is a couple day pullback. It is not a couple week pullback. That's not something that puts us in something like this. As it stands right now, we are actually on support, which means, again, when it comes to adding or buying or all of these sort of things, this is the periods that you got to get used to. Because again, in a couple of months, when you all of a sudden you see that the market starts to rally and Bitcoin goes up and it has another one of these weeks, you're not going to be the ones chasing pumps anymore. You're actually going to wait for times like this, where the market is uncertain, it is pulling back, it's the hardest time to buy, but it's always the best time to be buying. So what we want to pay attention over here is a weekly close. Okay, now I do think there is more short-term downside, guys. I do. Okay, and I want to speak about it in this show. I actually think there's a little bit more aggressive quickness that could happen in this next day or two, and that's why I'm bringing you a stream today, to be prepared for that. However, I do still think that we have a candle close, which is at least above $68,000 to $69,000. This will be bullish, and what you'll basically see is if you have a candle like this, where you have this pin and you still have a green body, it does give us a good idea that next week will be a green candle that will go and attempt the all-time highs again. If this candle turns red, it does get a little bit concerning. And that's where we got to hold our big supports, where there is a lot of support on Bitcoin that is sitting between the $64,000 and $66,000 zone. There is your 50-day moving average, your 200-day moving average. There is trends over there, is your horizontals. You have so many indications that that is a very, very big support. Okay, we just got to pay attention to know that if we go there, what does that mean for alts and what happens next? But there's a lot of support. So I'm not thinking anywhere below sub 60s or anything like that. I am thinking we are in a very tough period over here as it stands. But what you also have here is a very big downshift in volume. And what that does mean was eventually when we get through the all-time highs, you're going to see a very massive volume spike. And again, we're probably not going to see $70,000, for a long time once we do officially break it and start rallying very, very much through. So what I want to see this week is a close, and a close above $68,000, $69,000 will be bullish. And it means that for me next week, I do think we can go approach the all-time highs yet again. Okay, anything bearish is anything below 67, 66,000. Then we do have to be prepared, okay, and make sure that there's no higher time frame structures. But right now, you got to stay bullish, stay in the game, and understand what is happening. Total 3 as well. Total 3 is hugging the 50-day and the 200, which means support is near, okay, and it means that at any moment now, we should be looking at a strong bounce to reclaim that. And if we do reclaim that, and we get another 3% on altcoins to the upside now, you are going to have an official golden cross. Okay, and a golden cross is something that is going to set us for a longer period. Okay, and for me, this will show us that over time now we will start the bigger rally. Okay, but the important thing is to get back above these zones. So I think this is a short-term dip that is happening right now. And I do think for the higher time frame from here, we are actually starting a trend that can go up for the next 3 to 6 to 9 to 12 months. Okay, the last time we saw over here was the cross in October 2023. And when we had the death cross was in July 2024. So it ended up being a result of at least 7 to 8 months to the upside the last time we got this historical view over here as well. Okay, so let's jump into a couple of things. I got a lot to show you guys today, and let's prepare. So Bitcoin has hit a bounce zone, but we do got to prepare for a little bit worse. Now, again, what's going to separate that, I'll show you in a second. So the first thing I want to show you is the supports on Bitcoin at the moment. Where are the big bounce areas for Bitcoin? And then we're going to speak about the top areas after that and what we need to basically happen. So what you have right now is you have a pump from Bitcoin, And this is what it is looking like. That is the leg up and that is the leg down. When it comes to a normal chart pattern or normal, looking at the actual price, that looks like this, which is actually not pretty bearish, right? When it comes to Bitcoin. Okay, so as this point, and what we are looking at now is a very strong Fibonacci level of a 618, which is a healthy area to bounce, okay, in these zones over here. And what you also have is you have a couple of other things that are indicating that there's good support in the zone. The first thing is obviously the 618. The second thing that we are seeing over here is the horizontal on the left over here. Remember, what was previously a roof or a hard area to get through is now becoming a floor, which means something that was resistance is now becoming support. That's what we also have right now is we have a horizontal that's sitting in that zone. Then what we have as well is the major support trend line. So what you do, guys, is we track the momentum always, right? The momentum is important because right now you could see that we are still holding the current momentum, which means that Bitcoin is moving in this momentum. This is the current momentum that it is moving in. That trend line is the one that is supporting that and saying that we're going to continue to move in that momentum for as long as we hold that trend line. So the trend line is also holding that zone over here. So what that basically means is right now we are at a major bounce zone. Okay. Now, if we decide to lose that support, which means we lose 69,000 or 68,800, then what we're looking for is a higher time frame pullback. That's what we're currently trying to decide. Is this 3 days of red, or is this 7 days of red, or is this 2 weeks of red? That's what we're trying to determine here. Okay. So this trend line, by us holding this trend line and breaking another trend, which I'll show you now shortly, indicates that this is a 2-3 day bit of redness, okay? And from here, we're going up again. And we're going to continue, which means by Monday, Tuesday, boom, 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 we're back to the upside. We're going, and we're going to go attempt those all-time highs yet again. Then we hold that trend. If we decide to lose that trend, it means that we are not turning bearish and going full bear. It does mean, however, that you are doing a little bit of a higher time frame pullback. So let me show you what this looks like. If you look at the stochastic RSIs right now, the 4 hours at the bottom. Okay, then you jump over here to the 8 hour, the 8 hours at the bottom. If you jump to the 12 hour, the 12 hours at the bottom. Okay, if you jump up to the daily, not at the bottom. Okay, so what that basically means that you have 3 of your midterm indications showing that the market is exhausted from coming down. It's getting ready for a bounce. Okay, but you actually still have the daily that is not there just yet. Okay, so what that basically means that the next pump that is going to happen, you got to understand that the market is ready. That if we bounce now, the market is ready on the 4 hour to go up for 3 days. On the 8 hour, we're ready to go up for 5 days. Okay. On the 12 hour, we're ready to go up for at least 10 days. On the daily, if we are also oversold the daily, means the next pump and the next continuation leg to the upside is up to 30 days. Okay, so that's the difference over here. Are we going to do a temporary bounce to go up for 10 days and then have another pullback? Or are we going to actually take a little bit more time to pull back for the longer run after that? That's what we are determining. Why is it important to know that? Because it's going to keep you to stay in the game. If you don't know these things, you're just going to think that you're screwing up, you're messing up, all these sort of things. But you don't understand that a higher time frame in the back end is getting reset. And it's important for you to stay in the game because you're actually getting bigger buys and longer buys, which means for you longer and bigger gains. In order to make money in crypto, you got to understand the higher time frames is always going to be the place where you're going to make a lot of money, right? The better, if you can buy high time frame buy zones, you're going to make the most money. And then it starts to shrink as the market goes up. No more investment entries are available. Then no longer swing entries are available. Then it comes down to short-term trading, and you don't want to get caught in that, and that's why it's important. So right now, you have the 3 midterm. It's about, do we want to do the full pullback, which means we got to prepare that if we lose this trend, we go to the next momentum trend, which is the original momentum before that, and that means Bitcoin will go to $66,000 or $67,000. This trend line is the one that is going to determine that. But now what's very interesting is, doesn't matter if we bounce here or bounce here, it comes down to a recipe and a method. You remember the Wall Street cheat sheet, and we've seen this multiple times. How does that look? How does a bull market look? It basically goes through a bear market, then it goes to and it speeds up, and then you have the complacency, the panic, denial, and then you have depression and anger. And then let me just show you over here. And then from here you have disbelief, and then you push up, and that's currently how Bitcoin looks over the last 4 years, right? That's exactly the play over here that you see. Now, what's important to understand about this is you are going to see this, okay, either now at $68,000 or at $67,000. You are going to see the same pattern on a little bit of a smaller time frames. And it's important to understand that. But what's nice about it is you can simplify it very much. And I want to show you guys this over here, that this is, we've now looked at supports. Two big bounce zones of Bitcoin, $68,000 to $69,000 and 60, let's see here, 66 to 67,000. Those are your two mega bounce zones from Bitcoin. There is a lot of support. There's RSI's reset. There's trend lines. There's a lot of indications that those are your big zones. Now let's go look at the top side. How are we going to know when it is done? And what that is over here is that trend line, right? The trend line is very valid right now, okay, which you can see over here. You got 1, 2, 3 touches to the top, and you can see that we started to run away from the trend line. And what that does for you is it basically shows you, that market cheat sheet that I just showed you now. It's basically saying, okay, if this is the bottom, Bitcoin's going to hold 68,000. What does it need to do? It needs to do this. And why? Because that's depression. You know that whenever we dump hard, you want to see side. Okay, and the sidewaysness is what gets everyone destroyed because they buy, get stopped, buy, get stopped, buy, get stopped, buy, get stopped. Okay, and then what happens is from here, disbelief, and you start rallying. In this time, it exhausts everyone, gets them completely flushed out, gets them to quit. Okay, and then when this comes up, they start to, anyone that's still left buys in, they shake them out one more time and we start moving. But the trend line just showed you the whole cheat sheet. It just showed you that there is tons of support on Bitcoin over here. However, the breakout is only coming in 3 days. So as a person now that's in crypto, you're not going to exhaust yourself now too much because you know the market is taking money from you. It's not going to make it easy. It is choppy, okay? But realistically, you have separated from the trend line. So what that basically means is this is the time capitulation, okay? And this is what it looks like over here. This is what Bitcoin's current trend or what happened now currently looks like that, okay? But look how far you are from the trend line. So what it basically says is it's time needed until the token is ready to pump again, okay? So it's saying that that's how long it's going to take until the market's ready to go up again. By knowing that, you're not going to go exhaust yourself and go destroy yourself. Therefore, Sheldon is watching the Formula 1 today and having a beer, right? Because I'm going to sit and stare at the charts right now. Am I going to go and get destroyed now? Just go mentally tire myself out. So when the best time comes of breakouts, I'm tired? No, okay? That's why for me, when I became a very good trader, and I made this mistake over the last couple of weeks, right? Was kind of forcing it and jumping in and not timing it a little bit better. And what I ended up doing was in the times where I was fighting for the entries, I was tiring myself out so much. And when the breakouts came, I was not thinking clear anymore because I was kind of tiring myself out in a time where the market is actually playing the game beautifully. And therefore, when the money time comes, we exhaust it, we tired, and we actually mess it up. Okay, and I saw that within myself this month a lot. I haven't been mentally tested in trading for such a long time than this month. Okay, because you got Bitcoin about to break all-time high, also just getting there, and then they get all the way back down. And I ended up just using so much of my damn energy and just getting myself in the stuckness place that eventually it was about a week, 10 days ago, I literally had to just stop. I had to just stop and just drop and be like, whoa. You're getting so stuck within your own head. You are self-destructing and self-sabotaging yourself at this point, and you are forcing trades. You are not allowing the markets to do what it needs to do and use your tools correctly. So what you are seeing today is there's days where I want to make you money, and I'm going to focus very much. Right now, I'm here to save you energy and to save you money too. And I'm here to say that if you're going to stay at the charts for the next 2 days or 3 days, you're kind of winning a little bit of you're losing a battle. Right? And you might use too much of your energy, not to get disconnected from crypto, okay? But understand that the market has separated now and you're busy with time capitulation. And realistically, your pump that you're waiting for is coming Monday, Tuesday. And that's okay. That's okay. Now you monitor the down. But now it's also important to understand is let's say we don't hold this level now. Let's say we go down again, okay? And what that will mean is let's go over here. What that means then is from here, you're going to go down to $66,000, $67,000. But then the same thing is going to happen because what you're going to see over here, let's just bring this in over here again, and let's highlight this $66,000 zone. Here is the block over here, and let me show you, there's my block. that is the next big zone, okay? The same thing will happen is from here at any moment now is you will go up a bit and boom. But the time frame is still very similar, right? The time frame will continue to go down. So if we crash down, the same thing is going to happen again. From here, sorry, that was a little bit big. You push up, that's when we're going to pump. And what that will do is right now, it's going to take us 3 days until the pump. If this play happens, it's going to take us 7 days to the next pump. But in that time, the daily stock's going to come to the bottom, and the next pump will be something that looks like this, a longer time frame pump to come over there. So what I'm trying to say over here is these simple trend lines explain a whole story. It takes so many indications and it puts it in one damn thing to show you that right now the market is busy with time capitulation and it's busy separating itself from the trend, which means be prepared for that one and be prepared for this one over here. But nonetheless, put in one damn trend line and don't make the mistake. Okay, when that trend line breaks, boom, you're in, you know what to do, but you're also understanding that the best traders in this world and the best investors, are patience, right? Patience is the key. Patience is the one. And this is the one that gives you that and understands that for you very much. So my 2 plays on Bitcoin is a bounce here. The only way I'm going to clarify which one is a break of that damn trend line, which right now we are 2 to 3 days away. So I'm expecting the bounce to happen within next week. Okay, and the breakout again to the upside. Then it's very interesting what dominance does. Dominance is going into a very, very, very big territory. Okay, and to be honest, I spoke about these big 618 areas. We are actually approaching the 618. So if you take the top to the bottom, that's the 618. Massive. 618 and 786 are your big resistances. So in that time, it's interesting to see if dominance slows down and he's speeding up even more right now. But if we're only breaking out in the next 3 to 7 days, right, this might slow down and actually send the altcoins incredibly strong. So all I'm doing is I'm tracking this momentum up. It's a very straight line right now, very easy to see. And you can see how he's holding it perfectly right now. And if we get the bounce that breaks, alts are going to bounce incredibly strong. Or again, what will happen is alts will be 2 weeks delayed. Same to what it is. Bitcoin breaks in the next week or two, all-time highs, and then the altcoins go absolutely berserk. It's no brainer right now that Weave is cheaper than ever. All these tokens, it's crazy. If you have any money and you're not a lot of dollar costing in, I don't know why you're not, right? These things are great projects, same Ferraris, and they're sitting at major crazy zones. Now, what does this mean for altcoins? This is what's going to help you guys know if the altcoins are about to go through more damage, okay? And guys, temporary loss is nothing. If you lose 20% of your portfolio this week, let's say as an example, but you do something and you're patient, next week the market will, 2 weeks from now, market will be up 100%. It doesn't matter, right? It's just about not making stupid mistakes and not selling out. And if you ever do sell out, you know where you're buying back and you're actually taking advantage. Don't get flushed out. Don't get demotivated. Stick to the game. So again, what you have over here on the altcoins is your support trend line. If it loses this trend line, go draw it in right now, 8 hours. It's very simple. One touch on the 5th of August, 7th of September, 25th of October. That is your trend line. And if we lose that, we are coming down to the 618. Okay, and I'm going to show you guys what this looks like. That means altcoins are coming down another 7%. But there's also a scenario they come down to the main 618. So I just want to show you guys over here. You have one leg like that is what it looks like right now. And you have another leg inside of that. Again, am I determining if this is a 3-day dump or a 7-day dump? If it's a 3-day dump, we're going to drop over here. And that's where we're going to start to rock it. Again, there's a time trend line, right? That shows you in the next 3 days, that trend breaks, hold there, boom, we bounce. Again, if we hold where we are right now and we break that trend in 2 days, then the dump's over. Okay, and if this is a higher time frame dump, we're coming over here, but the max pain that I'm seeing is around 10 to 12% within your altcoins to the downside over here. And this is summing it up very much and very nicely. Also, USDT dominance, big resistance coming up, but it's higher up. So it does mean that I think the market's going to come down a little bit more, and then we start to push down. Now, let's go into a couple of coins, which means right now I'm not buying anything more, and I'm not opening up any new trades right now. Zero. Okay, what I'm waiting for is either one of these zones or I'm waiting for that trend line break. I'm not going to exhaust any more money. I've already given away a lot of money in the last couple of weeks. Okay, but I still have an amount that I can recover and come back with. But I can't keep blowing myself up and keep getting trapped in this, especially when dominance is going incredibly fast to the upside. Okay, again, another thing, guys, just to give a massive shout out here. This will save you everything right now if you want to trade. Bitfunded over here in the house, go spend $80. You have two areas. If you get a 10, I think it's a 8% trade and a 5% trade, you unlock this money over here where you keep 90%. Rather use this right now to trade than your own money, because if you get through these two stages in the next couple of days and then the market starts rallying, you can already have unlocked the big amount. So if you spend $79, you can unlock $5,000 and trade with $5,000 and split 90% of the profits. You take 90%. If it's $100, $10,000. $250, $25,000, $400, $50,000. And this one over here, if you put $800, you can pay with $100,000 over here. This, for me, I'm busy trading these accounts at the moment because I already know my loss. I'm already calculating. I'm not going to lose my own $5,000. I'll trade here. And you know what? If the market pops and holds these supports, I'm in. I can build parcel levels and get going. So Bitfunded, link below in the description. I honestly believe Bitfunded is amazing when it comes down to you losing too much money. Okay, this thing's amazing because if you start to get it right, you're going to unlock a lot of money that you're going to trade with, but you're only risking that certain amount right now, especially if the market is taking from you. Okay, so here is a couple of things that I want to show you guys. 𝗓𝗍 was one of my favorite tokens for the week, but it faked out. And I want to speak about this because I want us to understand what happened and how can I make sure that I understand what happened so that it doesn't happen, that I don't get too trapped into it next time. Okay, all that I've done with 𝗓𝗍 got stopped out and I'm sitting on cash right now. However, still one of my favorite tokens to get going on the next pump. Definitely. I haven't lost my bullishness over here. But I do want to look at what happened. So I was looking at buying over here. And this is where I was very interested. Okay, but I did pick up a small error that I made my side. Okay, and what that basically was I just went in a little bit too early. I never got the full confirmation, but my idea was not wrong. The first thing for me was a break of a trend line was a good indication. But what I got to remember under that, right, is in order to have a good breakout, and I'm going to show you two coins, and I'm going to show you the difference between these two coins, okay, that is if you break out, the first thing, what does a breakout mean? A breakout means that you have your coin doing this, okay, and it's breaking the trend. But what is it actually telling you? It's telling you that this has been lower highs and lower lows all the way down. Now, if you're breaking trend, it's saying that, hey, you should get a higher high, higher low and start to change, right? And then you got higher lows, higher highs. And then when that changes, then it's the other way. So all that you're seeing is these two different ways of these things working. And I remember it over here. I did have that drawing for you guys. That when we're going to the downside, you put your top trend lines. Remember, 2 touches is weak, 3 touches is average, 4 touches is strong, 5 touches is very strong. You got a 50% chance of this, 60, 70, 80% chance you're going to be correct, okay, when it breaks that trend. But what you can see over here is when it's coming down, you're tracking it, but you want to see the higher high and then it changes. And then when you break the bottom line, then it's going down, which means you're not predicting, you're just moving with the market. But the very important thing over here was we weren't wrong for what we thought. But going in the future, we got to understand that what this is trying to tell you is you want to see a higher high. And that's where the problem came here. The problem here was we came down, we broke the trend, okay? And that was the high and we never got it. So we broke out, we never put in a higher high. And what that's actually indicating now is we can go for a lower low. And that was the trap and that was the problem. So if I show you, I took this exact move over here and I drew it in a line. That's what it looks like, okay? That's the problem, okay? Is when you have a lower high, it does mean that you're not confirmed that this thing has changed trend just yet. Therefore, it can fake out, okay, rather than break out. So here you had a 3 touch, 60% chance, good to be bullish. However, the lower high indicates this over here, and that's what we saw. The moment we broke into this over here, now you're seeing this push to the downside over here. So what that means now is, let me show you another trade and another scenario. Here is SUI, which for me, again, is one of my bullish tokens. The one token that I really think is going to be amazing. Guys, by the way, can you absolutely smash the like button? Because the reason why I'm saying this now, I'm going to teach you, don't be discouraged by losses. Did you learn from it right now? Let's take it now, learn it, and just get better. And on the next one, you're going to make we know how fast we can make money. Don't worry about that. Okay, so I'm going to educate the crap out of you. And you can see this whole week I've been doing education. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. Okay, and again, if you want even more education, go to the Sniper School link below because we've got something amazing at this point. Remember, Sniper School is free. But secondly, we've now made the cohort from 4 weeks into 10 days. I'm going to teach you how to trade in 10 days. Okay. And there's a nice little live event coming, and there's a lot of cool things that are coming to it too. So go below and join Sniper School. Link below in the description. It is free and it costs you nothing. Let's see. Do I actually have this loaded up for me? Here we go. So if you go right below, there is Sniper School. This is Sniper Club. You've already done school. There's a club and a full community waiting over there for you guys over there. There's your club. And let's just see, there is Bitfunded as well if you want Bitfunded over there as well. Okay, so there are the links below in the description. So let's look at 𝗬𝗎 as another example. One of my very bullish tokens. Let's look at the difference here. So here is the breakout. Okay, but look how better this token is holding than 𝗬. Okay, why is that? Because on 𝗬, we never got a higher high. Look at 𝗬𝗎, by the way. 𝗬𝗎 now, we actually have a higher high. So you could see it over here that this was the previous high. This one is doing what you want to see happen. Okay, so this was a breakout over here. Now we're coming down to retest it. Okay, what we have now is a bunch of supports and things like that. But I want to teach you guys a few things. So the first thing that you look for on an official breakout is a higher high. Okay, that gives you a very good chance that when it comes down to test this trend, that it's actually going to hold it. Now, inside of this trend, there's also a couple of things. There's a support. There is a RSI at the bottom. And there's another trend line. There's a bunch of things that you could do. And I'll help you guys with that now shortly. But this is a big sign. So if your coin breaks out, and remember, if it's a 1 hour, 4 hour, 8 hour, that's just the different time frames, same data. But you don't get a higher high, just know that you do have a risk of it faking out. So if you want to become a more accurate trader, trade tokens that break the higher highs first, then retest and bring down. Big lesson, okay? And I want to show you this over there. What this also does is a 4-step method. I've actually got a 5-step for you over here. So once you've made a higher high, you know what you're looking for next now, a higher low, okay? Because if you look at this over here, that's lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. And the first time you get your higher high, what do you want to see now? A higher low, higher high, higher low, higher low. That's what you want to see. So that is what you're looking for now. So it's done the first part over here, but now we're looking for the second part. So what it means is you look for a bunch of areas and it gives you a hot area of what it's looking for. Here are the five steps. The first one is the trend. It's very likely to come back to the trend and hold the trend. The second one is a Fibonacci tool. Fibonacci is a great level of tools. And let me show you what this looks like. This is what Fibonacci's look like. Okay, and I'm going to explain something very important to you guys today about Fibonacci's. What it basically is these calculated numbers that give you these lines that are very great, okay? But there's so many of them, and you don't know which one they are, right? So what you have here is you got, so remember, you go to these lines over here, Fibonacci, draw from bottom to the top, and you click on, I just erased, because remember, you can put any ones that you want on. But what you'll see is all these lines. And what this is, again, is it shows you the strength of the current trend. So if a token is pumping up like this, and it comes down and it holds this one, and it breaks trend and goes up again, it means it's in a very fast trend. And you know what that looks like? Like this one over here, number one. How many times have you seen your token pump like some tokens pump like this before? If you go look at that token, go look at the pullbacks, what it was holding, which Fibonacci it was holding. That means it's in that trend over there. Okay, because why? If you go through all your alts now, some are going aggressive, some are going slower. These Fibonacci tools is the one that's going to help you a lot to determine that. If it's holding this one over here, still strong. Okay, if it's holding this, and it basically gets down to all of these over here. 618 is the best one for me. The only thing with 618 is it takes a little bit of time before it goes up again. And that's what I'm saying with Bitcoin right now. We're on 618, expect sideways. Then we get going again. But it's still the best one to pay attention to. But this is what they're resulting. So what I've done here for you guys is I've numbered the fibs. And I said, there are your fib levels, your strength from strongest to weakest. And this is what the trend looks like if they hold those fibs. How many times have you seen your token do this, guys? How many times did it do this over here? How many times did it do this? Do you see how these fibs become powerful and you're able to track and see them? So if it's a 1, 2, 3, and then it's the same way on the way down. If your token has been dumping, one token will be dumping like this. Okay, one token will be dumping like this. One token will be dumping like this. There we go. These are the fibs and the areas and the things that are going to help you. So Fibonacci is a great tool to help you with how strong a token is moving to the up or the downside. And either one of these lines is where it can bounce. Okay, any one it can bounce on. And when it does bounce, it will tell you how strong your token is. So if your token comes and it bounces on this one, your token's very strong right now. If it bounces here, it's average. If it bounces here, it's like, okay, it's good, it's bullish, but it's going to take a bit more time to recover. So by doing this, it's great. Now what you do as well is, okay, Sheldon, so which one will it bounce on? Is when you have multiple things indicating a certain area. So here you got your fib. So you got your support trend line, your trend, your fib. So if I draw fib from the bottom to the top, look how the 618 is on my line. Okay, great. So it's showing me, okay, that's a good support. The next thing is a horizontal. Is there a previous high over here? Let me show you guys. You see this high here? There's it there. There's the trend line. If I take the fib from here to here, which one is it? You got two here, 0.5 and 0.618. That's why my green box is there. Because many times you guys are asking me, Sheldon, how do you get your green boxes? How do you work out your buy zones? I'm literally pulling down my pants and showing you everything because I got nothing to hide. I'm showing you everything of how I get it. I ain't a genius. I just have a structure and I trade it all the time and I make slight shifts to it. I ain't better than no one, baby. And that's why all of you guys can do it. I just have a very non-quitting attitude. I have a vibe. That's what I have, right? But when it comes to the tools, come on, we can be doing the same thing over here. And that's what I want to do. I want to make sure that you understand it. So that is why my green box is over there, right? My verb. The next thing that I'm looking for is an RSI oversold. Show me that the RSI is coming down. So there on the 8 hour, look at this. 8 hour, we are not coming down. We are not at the bottom yet. And look how on the chart, we're not in the green zone yet. We're not there yet. Okay, we're not at the bottom yet. On the 4 hour, down. So a lot of people ask me with the RSIs now, Sheldon, what does it mean if the 4 hours at the bottom, the 8 hour? If the 4 hours at the bottom, it means if you bounce, it can be a 3-day bounce, but it means we can go down again after that. Okay, so it means you're looking at data over the next 3 to 5 days. You're not looking at high time frame data. If it's 8 hour and the RSI is at the bottom, you can go up for the next 5 to 7 days. If the 12 hours at the bottom, the next 2 weeks. If the daily is at the bottom, the next 30 days. The week is at the bottom, the next 3 months. So it's the same coin, same data. You're just zooming in. How long is this thing going to bounce for? And what's amazing about knowing that is if you are someone that needs to make money in the next 2 days, you don't care about the RSI on the 12 hour. You just care on the 4 hour. Okay, so if you're 4 hours at the bottom and you're 12 hours at the top, you don't give a crap. You're trading the 4 hour at the bottom. You're going long because you want to make money for 2 days. The coin will go up for 2 days and then come down again for 7 days. Okay, so that gives you a really good indication of what the RSI actually means. So when the RSI is also set, so just go back over here, is your 4 hour RSI is reset over here. And then the last thing you look for is a trend line break. So remember, when your token is basically coming down like this, okay, and it breaks out, what it will do is it will come down like this. Why is it not drawing now? Okay, it will come down like this to that trend line. So basically, you have a big trend line you just broke, you're coming down, and there's another trend line. And that's why, even though I spoke about these coins, which I'm still very bullish on, you should have all been safe from my last show. Because I told you all, I said, don't buy until this trend line is broken. And none of them broke the trends. For an example, there's Solana's trend still, the same one that I drew from the last show. We haven't broken it yet. Which means you're just sitting. When it breaks, you're in. This is what helps you guys a lot when it comes to these trends. Okay, so jumping back over here, showing you, right now, it's very clear that my buy zone that I'm looking to buy is 1.81 and 1.86 on Sui. That's where I want to be buying this token over here. I'm still very bullish on it. It's actually doing everything amazing. And this is the zone, but at least it showed you how to know to be patient and where to focus on what to buy. So remember, here is your 5-step system over here. And this helps you a lot. Do you see how that saves time when it comes to you in investing in crypto? Because you can create yourself a 4-step system as an investor, short-term trade, or medium-term trader. It doesn't matter. Okay, you just go, okay, tick 1, tick 1, tick 2. Okay, I can take this trade. Oh, tick 1, tick, oh, cross. Oh, I can't take this trade. I have to wait. Do you see how it does? It basically starts to be honest with you as much as in your brain, you're going to convince yourself that it's something else. You just need the chart to tell you exactly what it is. Then let's go to Solana. And what this is right now is another method that is very simple that I've taught you guys multiple times. It's this method over here. So Sol was going up, lost the trend, going down, and it hasn't broken this trend. When it breaks this trend, then it's going to go up again. Okay. And again, you'll have your areas of where it can bounce, but that's what you're basically looking for over there. So now you do that. Let me show you on Solana. There's Sol. Sol lost this trend. here are my two big areas of where it's going to bounce, 160 and 153. Okay, and if it hits that zone, there is a support. RSI will be at the bottom. Let's go see your time frames. 4 hours not at the bottom yet. 8 hours. You see how your 4 hours not at the bottom yet? Your 4 hour must be at the bottom on that level over there, on a Fibonacci, break a trend, and then you are in. If it's not, it will lose and it will go to this one. So those are my two zones. This is where, remember, either one that it bounces on here, that's what it looks like. Very bullish, by the way. Okay, or this one over here, very bullish, by the way. Okay, but this is just showing you that there is time. You're away from your trend line. Wait for one of the zones. Wait for the breaker trend, and we go. But Solana is still one of my top picks and still one token to be buying on this damn dip and preparing for. The next one is Thorchain. Here is Thorchain. There is the initial momentum trend at the bottom, coming straight into the major 618 now. It is away from the trend, which means Thorchain is only going to pump in the next 3 days. But here is your zones to be loading up, okay? And wait for the trend line break to be putting majority in. Very simple over there. Phantom. So these coins that were expensive, I'm expecting Phantom to drop hard. It's going to catch up now, okay? So I'm expecting Phantom to come down to 618 and the initial trend line, which means Phantom's going to be 50 to 55 cents again. If you loved it at 80 cents, same Ferrari, okay, it's getting cheaper now. Now you can buy it. So what the thing about red days, a lot of people will look at red days and they'll be like, oh, I'm losing money. I look at it and I'm be like, what was expensive, now cheap? What couldn't I buy for the last 3 weeks? Oh, Phantom. Now I can go buy Phantom in the next area over there. I don't look at the negatives. I look at the positive. I look at what can I do right now and what can I buy on these times? Because the more you're going to sulk about it and say I'm losing money, it's not going to make you more money. Okay, the more you could sit on it and deal with it and understand what's happening and prepare for when the money comes, then you are going to make money again. But if you're going to sit here and sulk and be upset and, oh, this person, like, stop it. Like, that stuff must cut. What can you do right now? Because the market's not giving money to anyone. Everyone's losing money right now. Rand's losing money. This guy's losing money. This guy's losing money. This guy's losing money over here. They're all losing money, right? The difference, though, is who's going to make more money when the market goes up again. That's the difference. Who's going to actually make it back faster and make more to the top? That's the difference. Okay, not about who's losing money. Everyone's losing that money on these days. No one's happy. No one's this. However, do you see how I'm prepared yet? Do you see how I'm like, oh, let's teach, let's go. I'm going to make a crap ton of money when this market goes up again. Very quickly and very, very fast. Because again, I understand that the market's not against me right now. It's not because you're making mistakes. It's taking money from everyone. But the more that you try force it now, the more it will take. The more it will exhaust you, the more mistakes it will make. Market is just brilliant at doing that. Here is Phantom that will come down to great buys and great areas over here. Then I want to show you guys Dogecoin. Here is Doge. Amazing, amazing, amazing pump. Bullish on the high time frame. Look at that. Very bullish. Golden cross coming in 2 weeks. Week to 2 weeks. Golden cross. Very bullish. This thing's coming down to good buy zones now. So you're going to be upset or you're going to look at, oh, I can buy more Doge, right? That's what I'm expecting, Doge to come down. So you can see the market, I'm still expecting around 7 to 8% down, guys. Okay? And again, we had the fake out this week, but you can't change that. It could have gone the other way too, and we could all be smiling and happy. It's about looking at this now and understanding it. So there is Doge. Guys, Arweave, extremely cheap. AVAX, extremely cheap. Casper, Injective. These tokens are cheap for long-term buys. Just buying some now and holding for the bull market. I think they're going to be absolutely great. Then I want to show you guys a couple of other things as well. Let's go through a couple of these tweets over here as well. I just want to show you guys. Let's see if they loaded up. Get them to load up, get them to load up. While that's loading up, I want to show you guys the liquidation maps as well. Okay, so this is important because what you're seeing now is I want to show you guys here on the high time frame, the weekly. There's a bunch of liquidation sitting at the bottom, and I want to show you this over here. So what it's basically showing, let's just see which time frames I had it on. I'm just going to go from low to high and just show you guys what I'm seeing. Look how this dump is creating the liquidation pools at the top, right? Which means that when this dump is over, it's creating these short squeeze walls, which means the pump is going to be fast. So the 24-hour, the 48-hour, let's go look at the 3-day. Over here, 3-day, look at this, which means that in those couple of days that I'm showing you are going to go sideways. By the time we break that trend, how fast we are going to be back up there is very quickly, because this is basically creating liquidation pools and it's creating people that are shorting the market at the moment. Okay, but it means when the market goes up, it's creating these massive gaps. And I'm looking here on the high time frame. I'm not seeing any massive bottom over here, which means we're not too far from the bottom. Okay, I'm not seeing these massive pools over here at this point. I did see earlier that there was a little bit around the 68,000, and that's what I was showing over there. But just remember over here, dumps create opportunity, and it creates buying volume that when it eventually hits a zone, the market will rocket and shoot up so quickly, and everything will be left behind. Okay, so just know that sometimes you need a dump, a bigger dump. Like, would you guys be sad if the market dumps today, but triggers the dominance to go down for 4 months and you have the biggest altcoin rally of your life? Will you be upset today? No, you won't. Because if the dump never happened, your altcoins would never have ran. Okay, so that's what you need. Sometimes you have dumps and new things trigger. And I guarantee you that, remember the last dump that happened 2 weeks ago? Remember when we bounced? That Dogecoin came to life. Before that, Dogecoin was doing nothing. That dump created Dogecoin to fly. Okay, 2 months ago, when we had the big dump, Phantom flew. So dumps will create a new token to break. So what that means is, again, like I explained on the last show, you need to go through all your alts and put on the big trends. Because when the market goes up again, don't fall asleep on the new tokens that are going to pop. I wouldn't be surprised if AVAX becomes a leader in the next pump. You need dumps to create new tokens to pump again. So when you go through your alts over here and you start really going through them, go put in all of these major trends over here, and on all of them, the ones that have been slow, the ones that have been boring, the ones that have been doing, go put the trends on them, because you're going to catch, what is this even? Tia, this is BitSensor. Randall's talking about dollar cost there. Apparently they got some bet or something over there happening over here. But what you do is you go to all of your tokens and you put in that top trend line. Okay, and look, for example, here's my Cardano trend line. Look at the trend. I'm there, baby. I'm ready, because this thing may break on the next pump and I want to be the one that's in. Okay, so it's very important to understand that you have something to do today and you do have something to focus on. Guys, here is a quick, massive shout out for Sniper Club. Okay, this is where you click on the link below, come and join Sniper Club with the entire team over here, trading community, signals, sniper bags, live trading streams, airdrops over here, everything over here below for Sniper Club over here as well. Okay, what else have we got over here? Oh, here is Sniper School as well. Sniper, oh, this is Whale. We still got Whale. Do we have the Whale link as well below here? Maddie? Also Whale. We also got Whale School going on. Shout out to Carl. Love him to bits. He's doing incredibly well over there as well. Okay, guys. I think that is it from me at this point. Right now, we do have support. But the only way that we know that the dump is over is sideways for 2-3 days. If we hold 68,000 all the way and we break that trend, the bottom is in. If not, prepare for $66,000, which will bring you massive opportunities. Take all the lessons today. Understand that this is going to happen and this is going to make or break you in crypto. Keep your head strong and make sure that you are a better you when the market goes up. You are smarter and you're going to make your money back a lot faster. Guys, have a fantastic day. Have a fantastic weekend. I'll see you again tomorrow with another stream. Lots of love to you all. Much love and have a great day.